So today's episode is about public speaking. Public speaking. Who else is terrified of public speaking? Believe it or not, I hate public speaking. All through school, I would do any group project, all of it, to not have to actually present it to the class because I hate public speaking. I'm scared of it. I suck at it. It's just bad, right? But, hello, I have to get good at it. I know that. So I'm gonna keep doing this so that I can get better at it. I did do some research and found some great tips on how to get over the fear of public speaking, so tune in and let's get ready to get good at this.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you? Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for tuning in for today's episode of Veronica Ventures, and we're talking about public speaking. So before I get started on that, let's talk about what the fear of public speaking feels like. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you one of my most embarrassing stories of public speaking ever. Obviously, I'm still not over it. But if you have any stories you want to share, put those in the comments. Or if you want to share what it feels like for you when you're afraid of public speaking, also put that in the comments. What it feels like for me: dry mouth. I tend to smile a lot, especially when I'm nervous, so my mouth gets super dry. Racing heartbeat, check. Other people can experience sweaty palms, lightheadedness, upset stomach, trembling, stammering speech, definitely, and rambling. Yeah, hello. Totally me. But that's what it kind of feels like. And yeah, anybody want to share something? Anyway, so how do you get over the fear of public speaking? Well, one thing is to be prepared and to have a backup plan. I'm going to actually show you my backup plan right now because I was afraid that I was going to get afraid.
The very first thing is be prepared. Know your subject matter backwards and forwards. That way, if you trip up and you make a mistake, you can always rely on your knowledge. If you don't know it and you're fumbling through your notes or whatever the case may be, then it's going to be much harder to regain that sense of confidence. The second thing is don't expect perfection. Nobody expects perfection, and we're certainly way more critical on ourselves than we would be on anybody else, but just know that in any speech, you're going to probably flub up, stutter on some words, forget something. Just know that going in, and that way when it happens, it doesn't trip you up. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes when I make a mistake, then my mind starts reeling about how I made that mistake, and that causes me to make more mistakes. The very next thing is speak in small groups. So if you have a fear of public speaking, then you should practice public speaking to get over that fear, but do it in small groups. That way you can be more comfortable, especially if it's a group that you are already comfortable with. It could be family, friends. You could do a Zoom meeting and just practice your speech. Back before COVID, there were groups like Toastmasters whose whole purpose was for people to practice making speeches in front of the other members. So there are things like that out there. You can find virtual ones, you can enlist friends and family, but no matter what, you should continue practicing and doing so in front of a small crowd. So the next thing is have a backup plan. So what are you going to do if you start getting all nervous and you forget your material and you're just like, have a backup plan. A lot of the times when you're presenting or even on live streams, there are certain media where you can actually play a clip during your live stream, or in a presentation, you might be able to do a video clip really quick on your slides, something that you can have as a backup when you start getting nervous, and you can collect yourself during that time, and the audience may not even realize that there was anything wrong. The very last thing, of course, is relax. Relax before you even go into it. Try meditation, you could do a silent prayer, whatever fits your lifestyle and needs. Just take a moment to center yourself before you start your speech, and that will help you immensely. It's something that I'm still working on. I'm not the best at this. In fact, I'm going to enlist my friends at Last Life Ever to see if one of them will pop on here with us and let us know how to get better at public speaking. But this is about getting over your fear. I figure if I can jump out of a plane, go skydiving, and do zip lines when I'm terrified of heights, I can speak in public.
What do you guys think? And thank you for those who put comments. There's 3 more tips that our audience gave us. One is know your audience. So you don't just need to know your material, you need to know your audience and what you're who you're presenting to. Are you presenting to your bosses? Are you presenting to another group of moms? Are you presenting to colleagues? Know your audience. Another one was visualize that the audience is on your side. So that's definitely a great tip, because if you are talking to people who are rooting for you, it's a lot more calming than if you think that they're against you. And then another thing is, and I thought this one was kind of cool, is talk to somebody in the back. So pick somebody in the very back of the room and just pretend you're having a conversation with them. And Actually, I'll just put one of those comments up. Check this out. And Jeff tells us practice is definitely a great place to start. It gets easier the more times you do it. And that's true. And that's why I'm doing this. So I'm going to be doing these lives every Sunday and Wednesday, and tune in because I'm going to try to share some interesting material, but also I would love your feedback. And so time for embarrassing story. Yeah. Okay, so it dates back to 5th grade. Literally, clearly I'm not over it. Maybe I should bring it up with my therapist. But okay, so I had this presentation to do. If I recall correctly, it was like a book report. And I woke up late. So I was getting dressed in a hurry. Don't do that. Please plan ahead. And I got dressed in a super hurry. I had my little note cards like this. And the teacher called me up to present.
Yeah, I paused myself and you're doing awesome. I love the backup plan idea. That worked out really well for you. And everything's good. I just wanted to say, great job.
Thank you. Bye. All right, guys. Thanks, Jeff, for popping in. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so back to the story. It's super embarrassing, right? So the teacher calls me up and I walk up to the podium. And as I'm walking up, I realize that I have my shirt on backwards. Yeah, I got ready really fast. And so I'm like 10 years old. And picture me at 10. Okay, Spanish was my first language. So I had to learn English in school. Not a whole lot of friends. I was a total nerd. Still kind of am. But so I was really, really nervous. And I was walking up. I noticed my shirt was on backwards. And then I dropped my note cards. Yeah, they weren't numbered. So I'm up in front of the class and I'm flipping through my note cards and they're all out of order. It was so embarrassing, clearly. But yeah, that's my embarrassing story. Thanks for tuning into the end.
If you enjoyed today's episode of Veronica Ventures, please hit that like button and go subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new content. Anyway, guys, hope you're having a fantastic day and talk to you soon. Bye.